Hello, good morning everyone. Today we are going to see about what is the history. This is our first chapter, and on this chapter we are taking today a second lecture. What is history? What is history? Yesterday we have taken some example of Shivaji Maharaj, and we also know how we time divided, and we know we learn the scientific method of history yesterday. Now today we see a point: history and us. What the study of science help us to find the answer to many questions. What the science help to us to find the answer of so many questions. How? For example, environmental science studies the problem of degradation of the environment, pollution. See and consider about this example. Environmental science study the problem of degradation of the environment, pollution. That means science help to us to find the answer of any kind of question. That means suppose we have got a pot in the soil which is made up by long years ago, and we can find that year when that pot made by someone. That means, and also take an example of tree. Suppose a small tree became a massive tree after some year, and if you want to know the age of that tree, there is a scientific method to find that age of that tree. That means there is a rings in that tree. That means you can see when someone cut the tree, we can see some kind of rings in that trees, right? All these rings in that tree talking about their age. That means if the age of that tree was 1 year, that in that tree make a one ring in his wood. Then if the tree become a 2-year-old, the second ring also create in that. Like this, when the year passes year to year, and with that time, ring also increasing one by one to 1 by 1 year. And if you talk about some kind of pots which we got in the soil, there is an scientific method. There should be a scientific method to find the age of that pots. That means when that pot is made up. In the same way, every science has its own area of study. History studies events of the past. That means, yesterday we have taken example of Shivaji Maharaj, and also we have heard about Mahatma Gandhi. You know all the students about Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi made an salt satyagraha. They choose a truth path, their own truth path. That was an events. What? That was an events which we can say that event as a past. All these things. That means history studies event of past. Suppose I am a writer of history. What do you want to write in history? We want to find some kind of events which has happened in the past. We can study about Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and other persons. And we can also study about some kind of kings like Mughal Badshah, then Samrat Ashoka. That all things happened in the past, and we can say that things a history of past. That means past, and a writing of history by someone, we can say to that thing is history. That means somebody write of events which has happened in the past, we can say to that person history persons or historian. Individuals or collective actions of human beings have consequences. Like that means that events make an effect on the human things, and that events make an consequences on the future also. They result in an environment that may be either favorable or unfavorable for the progress of society. That means the result of past things may be either favorable or unfavorable for the progress of society. Thus, these affect our day-to-day life. For example, if the people of village work together and help one another, the village makes good progress. If you take an example of past, that means Mahatma Gandhi helped to other every day. What? Mahatma Gandhi helped to other persons in his life. If you take an example of Mahatma Gandhi, and in the present day we help to another person, it will be the example for us, and we behave like that person which happened in the past. We will make a progress in our present life. This is the favorable effect on us of history. if the people cannot come together, it puts obstacles in the way of its development. What? The people cannot come together and cannot help to each others. They cannot make a development fastly. This is an obstacle in the life which not helping to each other. This is an obstacle, and if you help to us each other, we will development fastly, right? History attempts to find out answer to many questions by studying the way of thinking of past society. Their actions and their consequences. The study of history make it possible to us to study what is and what is not favorable for the progress of human society. History thus provides us with guidelines about how we should behave today in order to shape a good future. See, what? History attempt to find out answer to many questions by the study. Suppose if you study about freedom, we know all of that the freedom is the most important thing to every human beings to develop their own personality. And if you read the history book, we can see that book many freedom fighters. We can read about many freedom fighters, and we can take an example of that. And in the present day, somebody make obstacles us, and somebody make obstacles in our freedoms. We can oppose them. If you study about history, when we study about history, we definitely know that one thing, how the freedom is important to develop to human beings. It's most important thing, and the study of history makes it possible to find us what is and what is favorable for the progress of human society. Study also know to us what is better for you and what is not better for you. All these things study say to us. And the past also guideline to us what you want to do in your life. That's why the study of history is most important to our life or to develop our own personality. By telling us the life stories of great peoples, history also serves to inspire and to motivate us. Or some kind of story motivates us and inspires us to do something, to make a courageous man. By studying history, we get to know about give and take that took place between our own and other civilization. And study also to know how to behavior in the society. We learn about the progress of human civilization. We also understand how people's way of life went on changing. Or the past events can also change our life from their examples, how they behave, what they learn. It also change our life. Every village, city, district, state and country has its own history. What? Every village, city, district, state and country has its own history. Similarly, the earth, its mountains, water bodies, the animals, birds, mankind, all have their own history. That means where we live, there should be an own history. Every science too has a history. It tells us of the many scientists' discoveries that brought about important changes in human civilization and of the scientists who made those discoveries. That means the science helps to us to conclude some kind of questions. Science helps to us to find answer of some kind of questions by some kind of methods. Now tomorrow we will see about the past and the future. Thank you. Today we will going to stop here and we will meet tomorrow. Thank you.